Welcome to the Sports Savage. I'm your host from sunny Los Angeles, California, Garrett Savage, and I'm joined, as always, by smooth talking Sammie. What's going on?
Yo, 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 sports world, savage life. What's happening?
All right. So I got some esplaning to do. So we recorded the show last Sunday. We recorded it. It was done. It was whatever. So the next day I was editing it, and I was sick that day. I was sneezing, but not out of my mouth a lot. I don't know if it was something I ate or whatever. But my hard drive came in the mail, and I was like, all right, because I do editing for other things too, not just this. So I needed. So I got a 2 terabyte hard drive, and I was like, okay. And I only have one folder where I put all my stuff, so I was like, okay. I took it all, I put it in there, and I even looked through it. I was like, okay, it looks like everything's in there. Deleted it on my phone or my computer. I go to open it back up. The original files were like deleted. I don't know how it happened, but there was a show. I apologize. Wasn't my fault. It was my fault, but I didn't mean for it to happen. So
You robbing the people of a classic, man. It was classic.
I blew it, but I own up to it. Okay. I'm a man.
That's what we do here.
That's it. You got to own up to it.
Own up to our shit.
Thursday night football, great game. 2 weeks in a row. Thursday night's been popping. Seattle outlasted LA on a missed field goal. I mean, who's got it better than Russell Wilson right now? Super Bowl winning quarterback, wife's Ciara, team's 4-1, 3. Was it 4-1 now? I mean, what was your takeaway?
Oh yeah, Russell Wilson's out here living his best life. My takeaway from the game is hashtag kickers matter. I mean, what a drive for the Rams to end the game on. I mean, to turn a narrative from a 7-day swing to go into Seattle and to be that close to stealing a victory from a good game, as you just stated, and to blow a chip field goal. It's deflating. I mean, if you're Sean McVay, I don't know what you tell the troops after that game in the locker room. If you're Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, he may will you to another Super Bowl at the rate he's playing. He's playing great football.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, I mean, I don't want to say he's one of the most underappreciated guys, but he's definitely, when you think of like the greats, he doesn't come to mind first for me anyway. But then when you watch him play, and it's never a huge play. He's just able to keep the drive alive. He's able to keep the play alive because he's athletic enough and he's smart enough to get the ball out or slide or escape or something like that. Goff didn't have a terrible game. It looks like his wide receivers kind of screwed him, especially on that incredible interception that gave, the Seahawks the ball back. If I'm LA, the Rams, I'm not that worried. That was a really good game. They were on the road. They should have won it. It wasn't like a blowout. But, Todd Gurley, he still looks average. Goff looks like he's getting a little better. But, I mean, Seattle, I don't think anyone had them going deep in the playoffs. And it looks like, they could be a Super Bowl winning team.
Yeah, the defense is a little shaky, but again, that's Pete Carroll's calling card. So you hope at some point they're able to kind of get things together. But you can kind of say the same thing about the Rams. They're supposed to be a defensive squad with somewhat of a high potent offense. But back to Russell Wilson. Let me ask you this question. Russell Wilson, you say he's a pretty underrated quarterback. I couldn't agree more. I would like to say before Andrew Luck with his unscheduled retirement, he was getting a little more love than Russell. And I feel like if Russell had the same complexion as Andrew Luck, we'd be talking about Russell in the likes of the Drew Breeses, who also has the one Super Bowl ring like Russell has. So that's a pretty interesting thought that you just brought up with his the fact how underrated he is. He doesn't get that calling card as that top 3 quarterback. He was definitely brought up more into talks with that new deal he got, being the highest paid guy before Goff got his deal, which he's deserving of. But just like Drew Brees, when you have Russell Wilson behind center, you have a shot in any football game. So he definitely deserves more respect.
We're going to go on to my team, Trouble in Paradise. Diggs, there's trade rumors, and he's saying he doesn't want to get traded, but not really. I mean, one of the things I liked about being a Vikings fan is like we never have any drama. The locker room's pretty much consistent. Now we're starting to get drama, and it's all Kirk Cousins' fault. I'm ready to. I had a UPS guy come today and deliver something. We talked for like 5 minutes about it. We're like, like what's going on, like here, like I don't know, like your day. Do you want to get traded? Because Thielen, he's becoming the show when in Minnesota. And if you do want to get traded, where are you going to go? And where would the Vikings trade you? And what would the Vikings want in return? Is my question.
Yeah, I mean, it's trouble in somewhat paradise, I guess you would say. Minnesota is pretty good at keeping things under wraps as far as stories like this. I got some some ears to the ground. I got I'm hearing some rumblings. Stephon Diggs definitely requested a trade. The thing is, I don't think it was for Stephon Diggs. I think he wants Kirk Cousins traded. I think that's who he really wants out. I think that's the move he wants. He just can't come out and say it. If you're Stephon, that's a fair question. Where are you going to go that's going to be a better situation where you have arguably a rushing champ in Dalvin Cook? You have a solid defense. You have a good coach in Mike Zimmer. So be careful what you do wish for. But with that being said, when you have a quarterback who's forcing the ball to one receiver and not able to get it to that receiver consistently, and that receiver is not Stephon Diggs, then that definitely causes concern. So I don't see him moving anywhere. Hopefully this galvanizes the offense and maybe Kirk himself to realize I got to please my weapons. If I'm supposed to be this top-notch quarterback, I got to get my guys the ball. So hopefully that's what this leads to. But yeah, if you're Stephon, be careful what you wish for because you do have a pretty sweet gig in Minnesota.
He does, and the fact that Thielen's there, he's never going to get double coveraged all the time, and you got a solid running game. It's just Kirk Cousins, man. Like, he's just a bitch. Like, you can't get it done. I got this pen in my hand. I need to watch it, but he can't. Like, it's frustrating to watch. I would rather have, like, a great quarterback and, like, a frustrating defense. Because in that way, it's like, But every time he gets the ball, you're just like, oh, Jesus. Like, what is he going to do with it, And most of the time, it's not good. But I don't know. I hope he stays. If we trade Kirk Cousins, great. Get the gun show. Gardner Minshew. Bring him in.
Hot take alert. I like that.
Vontez Burfict was suspended for the remainder of the 2019 season for a head-to-head hit or whatever it was. And, and they even said, because you've done so many things in the past, we're going to put that into this equation and you're going to be suspended for the year. I mean, he's never been, a person who you're going to follow in their footsteps. He's never been, a guy you're going to look up to. He has been known for intensity. And I guess he hasn't been a terrible player. He's still in the league. Was it too harsh? Was it not enough? Did they kick him out for good? What was your read on the whole situation?
Let me qualify this by saying I'm not a Burfict fan, and he is a bit of a dirty player. And I say a bit because he's not a full dirty player. He just plays the game a little aggressively. But the NFL, they made the wrong call. If I have this correctly, a player doing his job a little too aggressively can get kicked out of the league. While if you put your hands on the opposite sex or someone in your public life, then we'll have to wait until all the, I guess, details come through before we make a decision, even though we have video evidence, i.e. Kareem Hunt. So I don't know. I feel like they overdid it just a tad bit based off of who it was. It definitely was a football play. Was it extra? Yes. Was it warranted of a suspension? Absolutely. But I think this is more good press, make a name, get people talking about, oh, look what the NFL did as far as for someone who went too far with the dirty hit. So I definitely see where they're coming with the promo tip, but as far as setting this type of precedent for a single hit to knock a guy out for the rest of the season, you can say his past all you want, but I don't think the hit itself warranted that type of suspension. So it's definitely a little bit of Goodell and that Shield pulling his nuts out a little bit, if you ask me.
I mean, no one tells Goodell what to do. Like, he's the king, whatever he says is going to happen. And it's it fluctuates. It's the stock market. It's almost how he's feeling that day. Well, some people get this punishment. Some people get that punishment, I think it was a bit much. The whole season, like I could see the rest of that game, maybe the next game, and then if he does it again, you can go a little. But maybe they just want to, make him an example. Like we're not going to take players who are going to, take people's heads off. But 20 years ago, that would have been on, ESPN reel. You got jacked up. You remember that? And it showed all the big. It just shows where we're going with football. We want to make it a little safer, and I understand all that because there's so much money involved, and you don't want Jack Doyle, he's a tight end. Like, who cares? Like, okay, but if it was like Tom Brady or something like that, I could understand maybe a whole year. But Jack Doyle.
And even Jack Doyle said a hit's a hit, so he wasn't even exactly broken up about it. I mean, if you're going to make an example out of someone, Burfict is the guy to do it, but it just sets a bad precedent. So if a guy not named Burfict lays that hit, do you suspend him half a season? Do you give him 8 games for his first offense? Do you give him 2 games, but you suspended this guy for the whole season based off his past? I just feel like it sets a bad precedent, and it's going to end up biting them in the ass later on down the line. Just like most decisions the NFL make does.
It brings us to an ad read. As I Lay Dying has come out with a new album called Shaped by Fire. As you may have known, they've been out of the music scene for a few years. That's because the lead singer tried to hire a hitman to kill his wife. But you know what? He says he's sorry. They're back on tour. Check them out. New album, Shaped by Fire. That's actually a real story. And I know these ads are full of shit. But this guy, this was a Christian band, okay? And he was like kind of skinny, and then he got like jacked. He got like huge. He was using steroids apparently. He had talked to an FBI informant who was posing as a hitman, and he was going to pay the hitman like $3-5 to kill his wife. So then he went to jail. He was in jail for like 2-3 years. He came out. The band got back together, and they hated each other. And they came out with a new album, and I like some of the songs. Tell me, what is your thought process when an artist or something like that does something screwed up, like bad, like R. Kelly or whatever, like this guy Tim Lambesis, I mean, do you stop listening to the music? Do you continue to listen to the music? Is it bad? Do you not tell anybody about it, but you still do it? What's your thought process?
Okay, so strictly towards the band you just mentioned, gospel, I can't vouch for that. If you're out here playing with the Lord, if you're out here playing with people's God, that's not cool. If you're gonna walk a worldly life,
they're like a metalcore band, but they're I don't know if they're still under the guise of Christian, but they were really heavy, but they were.
Okay. I mean. So okay, that's my only, I guess, moral line is if you're gonna play at the Christian role or the religion role, then you don't want to live a secular lifestyle while you make that music. Not to say that's not how they live, but I'm just not vouching for that shit. But any other artists, if you're out here making I won't say regular music, but non-gospel music or Christian music, I don't fucking judge people, especially people who fucking entertain. Like they live sketchy lifestyles. I'll say this about R. Kelly. He was definitely trying to let people know for a while throughout his music, and since they were able to exploit and make money off of it, a lot of people turned the other way. And you can name X musician and put them in that same category. So I'm definitely not the hindsight judgmental type to be like, oh shit, you were really doing this while I'm listening to your music. I don't have R. Kelly on any of my playlists, but with that being said, if I hear his music, I'm not like, turn that shit off. I mean, it's a life. You can say the same thing about Michael Jackson. You heard sketchy shit about Prince or any other big artist that gets to a certain height. So not to qualify or say whatever they're speculated of is right, but music is music. So, I mean, I'm not really going to judge anybody who does something they enjoy.
And you can quantify that to the sports realm. I mean, Michael Vick, he's an analyst on Fox, and this dude killed dogs with his bare hands, Brett Burger.
He fucking killed dogs.
Ben Roethlisberger, he raped a girl in a bathroom. And
That's questionable. That I can't vouch for that, and not because he's white either. Just because the story's sketchy. He definitely did some shit in the bathroom.
Okay, well, I can't 100% say it, but he had been accused of that kind of stuff before.
Wait, you can say Mike Vick fucking strangled a dog barehanded 100%, but you can't say that Ben Roethlisberger raped.
Well, if I had to put my money on it, I'm saying like, yeah, I would say they both happened.
I'm not saying that that's a bad bet. I'm saying that if you're a millionaire quarterback, you don't have time to run a fucking dog ring. But that's a whole nother thing. Ben Roethlisberger was definitely intoxicated in a bathroom stall with a woman who wanted to leave the bathroom stall. So that's a fact. So, I mean, people live their lives. But at the same time, to your point, we're still watching every fucking Sunday when they're out there slinging the ball around. So I love when people love to bring out their moral compass and act like they really live by it or where it guides them more so when other people are looking. So, I mean, yeah, I agree with your point, man. I'm not the type to fucking put anyone on a pedestal, let alone a celebrity or someone who makes money off of my entertainment, because monkeys do weird things to dance for profit.
Like people, especially it's like older people, but and they listen to like Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra was an asshole. He was like beat his wife, was like an alcoholic, but he sang My Way. So it's all.
Dude, that was his way. It was all in between the lines. Being his fucking wife, getting drunk, that's his way, baby.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna have Tony's baseball roundup. It's either gonna be in or not.
Hey.
So I told him to send a video because the audio was kind of bad when he left the voicemail.
Yeah, come on, Tony.
So this is it.
This is Tony's baseball roundup. Playoffs are underway. First, let's start with the wild card. Washington Nationals used both of their $37 million a year pitchers and edged Milwaukee Brewers 4-3. The Tampa Bay Rays cranked 4 home runs and beat the Milwaukee Brewers 5-1. Thursday night, the National League Series began. St. Louis at Atlanta, 3 apiece going into the ninth. St. Louis comes up and scores 4. Atlanta only 3. St. Louis 7. Atlanta 6. The other game we saw the Washington Nationals travel out to the LA Dodgers. LA dominated. Their pitching was awesome. They won 6-0. Thursday we see the American League Series begin with the Minnesota Twins traveling to the New York Yankees. Both teams have hit over 300 home runs this year, so if you like home runs, you'll love this series. The other series will be the Tampa Bay Rays flying to the Houston Astros. Houston has the 3 best pitchers in baseball. I think they will end Tampa's Cinderella story. And that was Tony's Baseball Roundup.
Okay, we're back. NBA. We're closing in hot on it. Me and Sammie had talked before we started doing the show. I just moved to LA. I don't have really a basketball team. So we're going to do something kind of like The Bachelor a little bit. Like I'm going to see which LA team's going to win my love. Either the Lakers with LeBron or the Clippers with Kawhi. Now, so who's ever doing the best at that time, I'm going to root for. I'm going to be like, my Clippers, your Lakers. Lakers are doing better. My Lakers, your Clippers. And yeah, it's shitty, but I don't care. I bet, and I think that's actually the best way to pick a team. If you've never picked, why would I want to pick a loser and then just go with it? Like the way we choose our teams is so arbitrary anyway. It's either your dad liked them or you like the colors as a kid. We really have no ties. So why wouldn't I want a scientific, analytical approach? Will I be a playoff P guy? I don't know. Will I be, a LeBron stan? I don't know. But I do like to say the word playoff P, so I hope So dude, we're gonna see.
Dude, we have to drag this out like a whole fucking season of The Bachelor. I'm talking about season, game by game. Whoever is doing the best wins your love. That's how this really works. I couldn't agree more. I'm definitely regionally a Magic fan. I rep the full 7 all day, Orlando, Florida, anything Orlando. So I understand where you're coming from. why would you want to be with the fucking loser? We haven't won a championship. We've come close, broke my fucking heart, but I ride or die only because this is where I'm from. So yeah, don't get down with the loser. We're really gonna play this out. Only the best deserve the love of a savage. So I definitely understand where you're coming from.
I don't know. We'll see, but I'll go down with the ship. If it's the Lakers, then hey, LeBron, put me in Space Jam too. You know, I'll be the Bill Murray guy. I don't know, but so what are you looking forward to this season? I know I'm kind of looking forward to see what Zion can do in the pros for the Pelicans, but I think, you know, I don't pay that much attention to basketball, but I have a feeling that this season is probably the most open it's been as far as who can win it all.
I'm going off the top with it just because that is my first love, the NBA, and I'll give you my 5 quick storyline. We'll do it like that of the NBA season. So 5, not in any order or from first to last, but 5 would definitely be the Lakers or the Los Angeles story. The Clippers have been shitty my entire life. So this is the beginning. This is the beginning of their era. Whatever they do this season, you can take a safe bet that it's going to be the best they've ever done in their franchise. That's how many moves they've made, and that's how great of a team they had before they added.
Didn't they go to the playoffs though with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin and all that? Like, didn't they win one round in the playoffs, or did they lose that first round?
No, I believe they were in the Western Conference semifinals. That's the furthest that the original Lob City went. But that's the expectation that I have for this Clippers Lakers rivalry, or just playoff LA run in general. I was having this conversation with my bro, and we're actually going to be surprised if it's not a Lakers Clippers Western Conference Finals. Something went terribly wrong with one of those two teams if they don't end up at the end to decide who represents the Western Conference in the finals this year. I feel like that's how talented those two teams are. With the Clippers, with Kawhi and playoff P, defensively they should be amazing. And with the Lakers, Anthony Davis is definitely an underrated player in this league, mostly because of his injury history. But if he's able to put together a healthy year, he's never played on the same side with a guy like LeBron James. And LeBron James, his IQ, they could just be music in heaven together as far as what they're able to do on the court together with the pieces that they have. So that's 5 as far as the whole LA situation. 4 would definitely be what the fuck is going to happen in Houston. I don't know if they have a problem for the league or if Houston has a problem with their roster. That's how combustible Russell Westbrook can be. So you got a guy in James Harden who can put up a 50-piece any given night or not pass the ball whatsoever. And Russell Westbrook is similar, just he doesn't have that high ceiling, or at least that ceiling fell off last year. So that's definitely going to be an interesting storyline within itself, just the Rockets. 4, Giannis. Can he, that'd be 4. So 3, Giannis. Can he put up a jump shot?
4. No, wait, that is.
Yeah. Lakers, LA, Los Angeles 5. Yep. Look, we both can't have, but it's cool though, bro. We getting this shit together. Savage life, man.
3.
It's 3. 3. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Can you shoot a 3-point shot confidently? Can you hit a jump shot when it matters, when everyone in the defense is guarding the paint, because they understand?
Does Giannis need to hit a 3? I mean, that's not really their game plan, right? Like, I thought they had 3-point guys, and he just kind of cleans it up.
Yeah, but with that being said, Kawhi, one player came through and shut all that shit down. So I feel like Philly has a better team around them than they did last year. So they're going to be coming for that Eastern Conference spot, and Giannis is going to have to develop a jump shot, if not alone, for that he can draw the defense out of the paint so that he can then hit him with a dribble move and get back to the paint. If I know you're going to end up at the basket, I'm going to set up my defense that way. And yeah, you're the longest player in the league, but you can't dunk on 5 players. You can dunk on 3.5, but not 5. Number 2, Philadelphia. What's going on with this team that has so much talent? Ben Simmons, do you have a jump shot? Joel Embiid, are you going to be in shape and healthy throughout the whole year? Al Horford, you were a big piece in Boston and didn't get shit done. They didn't go anywhere. Now you're a big piece in Philly. Is the same thing going to happen? Britt Brown, the coach in Philadelphia, are you going to keep your job? You've been doing just enough to keep your job. Are you going to do more with all of this talent that you have? And was Jimmy Butler really the closer on the team? He's no longer there. Number 2, Golden State. That's number 2? Okay, number 1 then. Sorry about that. Number 1, I still can't count. That's crazy. But shouts out to you. Keep me on track.
The first time, so it's equal. Or you?
Yeah, threw me off. It's all the white man's fault. Anyways, number one.
I'll take.
Golden State Warriors. What are you guys gonna do post KD? If you hear Draymond Green, he's poking his chest out. He's really feeling disrespected by people saying that they're not gonna make the playoffs since Clay's gonna be out for that time and they don't have KD anymore. Steph Curry, you're the unanimous MVP. You're the best player in the league. Any given night, when some pundit sees you hit 8-9 threes in a row, you're the best guy in the league all of a sudden. So let's see, can you be that over 82 games when you no longer have KD?
Contact the show. Email us. I'll see if we got an email. I highly doubt it, but you never know. We didn't get any emails. The Sports Savage Show at gmail.com. You can tweet me at Garrett W. Savage. My Instagram at Garrett W. Savage. We also have a announcement. We're just gonna be doing one show a week now. I really wanted to do two, but I just have a lot going on, and it's a lot of effort. You know, these shows take anywhere from 4 to 6 to 7 hours just to make, you know, including what we record. So it's a lot of work. I like doing it, but, you know, I have maybe some ideas. Maybe we'll just do an audio only down the road for like a Tuesday show that we can put out. But apologize about last show, you know, but we got it under control. Namaste. You got anything left to say, Sammie?
Yeah, don't ever think that I will ever bring up basketball and not mention my Orlando Magic. We will be bouncing back to the fucking playoffs this year. We got the young Markelle Fultz coming off injury. He's ready for training camp. He's ready for the preseason. He's going to fuck the Eastern Conference up. New life, new blood, new offense. I'm feeling it this year. I know you guys see me in these Magic hats. It's never going to stop. They're not going to be the only ones, but I got a bunch of them. But yeah, don't ever think that I will talk basketball and not bring up my squad, baby. But yeah, other than that, appreciate it. Hit us up. Savage Life is love as always. Peace. I'm not a crook.